Welcome to Holy Island! And today, spawning in the northwest corner of the map, we've got 3DB playing in green as the Holy Roman Empire. His opponent today in the southeast, Kiljardi, playing in orange as the Holy Roman Empire. A mirror match on the Holy Island. Hope you guys are feeling spiritual, because there's a lot of holiness going around apparently today on this match. And well, this is going to be the first game in a best of 5. So it should be interesting. Now, just to give you guys a quick heads up, I will be splitting this set into 5 different videos, potentially, depending on how long the series goes. And for various reasons, as you guys know, I am expecting a new PC coming very soon. Top of the line, we're going to get 4K stuff going. It's going to be very good graphics and all the rest of it. But at the moment, I don't have much hard disk space on my laptop, which is... no, I've been persisting through, but because I'm thinking about going full-time with my content creation at the moment, I'm making a huge investment in that new PC. But for the time being, I will have to split the video for this set into 5 different parts, but not to worry, because I will be posting the links to the other games in the set in the comment section below as a pinned comment. So if you want to follow along the series, you can. If you want to just watch this first game, you can. It's not a problem. At least you've got that flexibility, that option, and the dock coming in nice and early for 3DB. Now, with this being a mirror match, it's going to be fine details, right? But interestingly enough, from literally minute 1, things have been going different directions for both players. Kiljardi has a barracks, going to get some spearmen, looking to pressurize that dock. And this is really interesting. Like, it's a mirror match, but both players opting for very different strategies. Now, there is an option for B here. If he scouts this out, then he can actually go for a transport ship to get a villager across. It'd be so important to do that, because he will probably be losing the stock, right? And one way to secure the fishing ship, the fishing economy, which I've seen before on this map is really, really strong to do so, is to get a villager in a transport ship. If you can, and you can see he's going to hide the villager already, right, in the corner, to make sure that it survives. And that's so critical. The transport ship has been queued up, and you might be wondering, why would you go for a transport ship? Well, because if you could get that villager over to this corner here, even in the middle, in one, really, wherever you can, to get another dock up, and then Kiljardi can't deny the fishing economy fully. Like, he's going to be weakening it a little bit, but you know, these fishing ships will stay alive, and that is a critical difference. Like, there it is. There's the transport ship. Now Kiljardi has invested in plenty of spearmen, and they just keep coming. And he's got a barracks, right? So 150 wood plus the food cost, and he's going to be really, really slow up to the next stage. And B just won't be, right? He's going to got that food economy nice and sorted out. It's going to be a strong start for him in this mirror match, I think. So interesting way to play this one out. Now, as I said, if you want to follow the best of 5 series, do check out the pinned comment for the next game. And in the next video, say game number 2, I'll be dropping the link for the previous game and the game ahead as well. So that, you know, if you manage to catch just game number 2, for instance, you can always watch game number 1 and vice versa. But there are the ground rules for this set. You know, ideally I would love to have it all in one video, but, you know, I can only deal with what the equipment gives me at the moment. But trust me when I say in a month's time, or less than a month actually, when the PC arrives, I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I'm also looking to try and like kind of improve my content creation, my casting as well. So any tips you can mention, do let me know in the comment section below. I genuinely do actually read pretty much every comment. With that dock now on fire, well, Kiljardi might be fooled into a false sense of security. He might be thinking, well, B can't be fishing anymore. He's going to have to rely on a different source of food. No more fish for him. Maybe he has to switch to honey. You know, being a bee and everything. Anyway, he's got the transport ship. That's what's critical. He's got the dock up and running, and the fishing economy is going to be alive and kicking again. Plenty of fish to go around, and the Holy Roman Empire in the northwest, they have a good diet, a healthy diet with fish. We'll see actually what happens from here, because with 3DB obviously investing in a lot of fishing ships, it does mean he's actually still going to be second to get to the feudal age, which is kind of surprising in some ways because of the food cost that it takes for the spearmen. But obviously the fishing economy does take a bit of time to pay for itself back, and once it does though, it does get a little bit crazy. So I think B might still struggle on water, because if Kiljardi knows about the transport ship, he could go on water and get a couple of galleys, because he will probably want to go on water at some point, right? You'd expect so. But we'll see if he decides to or not. But interestingly enough, in mirror matches, you kind of get a feeling that it could be quite boring. But the fact that both players have opted for totally different strategies is what makes this a really interesting opening to this best of 5. Getting an outpost on that wood line just to protect, because If you guys haven't seen Holy Island, by the way, just to introduce the map. It's a quite common one for EGC tournaments. You got the wood line at the back and pretty much along the edge of the map, but not much else there in terms of wood. More just kind of sporadically in the middle. Just to let you know, guys, I don't think I actually introduced this, but this is actually EGC TV's Call to Arms $15,000 tournament. And there can only be one winner with some runners-up, but it's going to be high stakes. So 3DB and Kiljardi battling it out in the first game of their group. I'm going to hopefully cast a lot of this, so if you're interested in the tournament and you've missed some games on the official casts and whatnot, you might want to check them out here. The Arkan Chapel, no real surprises there for Kiljardi to go for this landmark. Going to be boosting all these villages by 40%. The gather speed for the prelate is just so strong. They're going to go for man-at-arms and archers. Kiljardi does have now a dock. He's going to go for fishing ships of his own, so there's a risk that he doesn't actually know about this. And the big concern about that is if he doesn't know, he probably won't prep any defenses. And B could probably scout this out and start to produce some galleys of his own. Take out the fishing ship economy for Kiljardi if he's not aware at a bad time. And there's the Arkan Chapel for B. Does have a lot more economy, of course, 35 to 26, and it's because of the fishing economy. Has actually got 2 docks as well producing, so this is going to be really strong economy for B. Kind of crazy. He might actually look to just try and get a couple of units and then go for a fast castle. And this is actually really rough for Kiljardi in terms of deep water fish spawning. Holy smokes, look at that. Like, what you really want is the deep water to be close to the main dock. Look how far he has to travel for it. There's one here. It's just, yeah, that's actually kind of rough. That's a pretty bad start for Kiljardi and the distance. So if you compare it to what B's was, like, it's actually relatively closer to B. A lot closer. There is that feudalation now for B, going to be pushing away those spearmen. Quite a lot of land army there for Kiljardi. He's going to try and put some pressure on if he can, but if B can just kind of get the static defenses up, a lot of it's actually well protected. Where's his gold? Yeah, it's got an outpost in the gold. That's the key bit of detail we've got to mention, because it's going to be food and gold needed to go to that castle age, and could be an interesting way for B to play this. Actually, go to a fast castle kind of build, go for maybe the Regnants for some relics, maybe even go for Burgrave just to try and finish the game quicker. We'll see what he decides to do. A couple of fishing ships for Kiljardi, so the fishing economy not too terrible. But it's probably likely to be a lot better for B at the moment, as you can see. Actually, not too bad. I mean, I guess it's actually kind of surprising. Obviously, I guess there's a lot of villages on the sheep. If you actually put it all together, let's take a look. 17 villages on, I mean, pretty steady numbers between the two. But I think the prelate's boosting this by 40%. So that's another thing to kind of mention, that obviously the fishing economy incredibly strong, but the prelate obviously gathering speed increases by 40% on the villages on the sheep. So that's, that food gathering is not slow either. Double archery range for B, going to look to try and counteract the spearmen, archers and man-at-arms that are coming in to the wood line. Good thing he's got an outpost there. He's going to try and cause some damage, but I'm not sure how much he will get. Going to dive underneath the outpost, going to create a bit of idle time, but if B does get a lot of military on the field, this is going to be a bit of a bad dive. B would do well to actually try and focus on the infantry, the archers and the spearmen if he can. Has a market, maybe just to balance the economy just a little bit, maybe just to sell some food, maybe floating a bit. And he is now back onto the wood line, so just a temporary glitch for him there. And another dive in for Kiljardi, it seems. Doesn't have the iron undermesh upgrade just yet. But it's just going to garrison inside, so a good bit of idle time being caused for Kiljardi against B at this moment. Does lose a villager. So 3 villagers have gone down. And here come the galleys from B. We talked about this, how he can actually be aggressive and catch his opponent unaware. He's going to get this Hulk back and repaired with the villager. That's really nice micro. Going to be repairing underneath the influence of the dock. And a lot of these, I mean, these ships are pretty weak actually. So Kiljardi might have been aware of this and actually prepped something. Just got to be careful. No stone for arrow slits and placements though for B. So we'll probably lose these military ships. He's going to try and keep it online for as long as possibly can. Do as much damage as he can. Does lose a villager in the end. If he can snipe this as well, that'll be huge. Does he get it? He does get it in the end, and shows you the difference in micro. Kiljardi does get the boat there in the end. Galley going to have to back off because that's a Hulk for Kiljardi. Kiljardi comes out with the galley of his own, and the thing is that B does have another 2 docks, right? So he could look to really pile on pressure. We'll see. He's got plenty of food. Needs he does have plenty of food and wood. He needs to spend it. Oh, saving that galley though. Such kind of huge. Does snipe the galley. 3DB, and it's going to be Springle Ship versus Springle Ship, and all of a sudden B is actually starting to win that fight on water. As I say that though, another Hulk is heading in that direction. Does have a demolition ship. If he wants to use it against the Hulk that B has. Surprised not to see it in action. Does have a galley heading to that direction again, just to protect a little bit. Healing up at the dock. Could snipe the galley though, we'll see. The infantry for Kiljardi looks like it's just backing off just for now. The demo. Demo. He gets it. Nice hit there by Kiljardi. Gonna try and snipe the transport ship. But it's pretty tanky there actually. Now he has to back off. So the water fight does continue. But it does look like B just has the far superior fishing economy, right? Which is going to be good for him. Here's a ram coming for Kiljardi. So he's going to focus his attention on land now. Going to try and punish as much as he possibly can. And he will be denying that gold, which is actually kind of huge. Where does B go from now? We'd get the gold there. We'll have to see what he decides to do. Does have the market to try and balance the economy, but a lot of military here for Kiljardi. B going to struggle for gold for a while. I don't think B can consider Castle Age at all. He has to kind of push that back and contest the Feudal Age for sure. It's actually quite greedy, to be fair, on this map to go for a fast castle. And we can see exactly why that's the case. Does have emergency repairs, so going to be keeping that market up alive for a little bit longer. Just buys himself some time. Now does transition into a double barracks. So double barracks, 3 archery ranges. And with that food and wood coming in very, very fast, he should be able to fund quite a lot of military. I worry for Kiljardi because his economy just looks a little bit worse. But having said that, he is going to the Castle Age. He's going to the Castle Age with the Burgrave Palace. Going to pump out those units. Pump out their infantry, and this could be problems for B. We'll have to see how he copes with this. He is now being pushed off with water as well. Does have the arrow slits in placement in the dock, so the docks will stay alive for quite some time. Will Kiljardi push him off water completely? We'll have to see. There's a lot of fishing economy for B that I'm surprised he's not protecting this more. The ram will go down. There's that Castle Age for Kiljardi. Does have a lot of man-at-arms on the field already that will be looking to be upgraded. That's exactly what he's going to do. And the trouble for B is nowhere near that Castle Age. He is ahead a little bit on the economy side of things, an extra 7 economy units. But he's behind on military quite significantly. Demolition ship shot does get off, and he takes out a lot of HP on the fishing ships as well. It's a nice demo shot there for Kiljardi. 2 Springle ships, but they're pretty weak. Actually, he might have to back off here. I don't think he can take that fight. I think it's 1 Springle ship. Actually, probably just kills everything here. The fishing ships are repairing. He's going to try and stop as much as he can, though, with the units. There's a demo for B, so it's going to sweep this up quite nicely. He does lose a fishing ship though, so Kiljardi does get one. He dives in the economy. Now these are man-at-arms, Castle Age man-at-arms. This is going to be a problem for B to deal with. These guys are tanky. He does have iron undermesh as well, which is so critical. He's also getting wedge rivets. That's actually really strong if he can get that up. Going to get another market, potentially, but he decides against it because it's a little bit too far out, pretty at risk. And, well, Kiljardi's diving on the economy, and you don't blame him. With this kind of unit, he can. He's caused a lot of damage. He's killed 13 villagers and is continuing to do so. It's just going to flood in. You can see the flood of units are heading across the map. Another ram being built. The Burgrave Palace being put to good use. Would like to see... I mean, the thing is, you could potentially think about going for relics if you're Kiljardi, but you don't really want to let up on this push, right? You kind of want to keep them going. And I think Kiljardi might be taking game number 1 in this best of 5. We'll see. But he's being super aggressive, and villagers being kept idle on woodline. Wonder whether, I don't know, it's a really tricky situation for B because he did have a lot of water control with the fishing ships, but he never really fully won water, and he's actually been pushed up a lot of fishing ships. Actually, a lot of them are still alive. I think it's just the tech up really that really worked for him. Kiljardi going to the Castle Age, and B just never really got that balance right. Had a lot of food but not enough gold to get to that next stage, and he's struggling to defend now. But does have a decent number of archers and does have a couple of man-at-arms to tank on the front lines as well. Look at this, just the sheer idle time being caused. It's pretty significant. Now, where's that ram? We did see a ram being constructed. There it is. Slowly making its way forward. The thing for B is that these production buildings are pretty kind of out of the range of the town center as well. That's actually very, very bad. Villagers on the wood line, loads of man-at-arms going to dive in, going to be picking them apart. So many of them. Trying to get out of there. 30 of them. And this is painful for B. Does he have textiles? Hope so. He does, and good for him. He's going to need it. 24 military to 20. B just doesn't have what it takes, I think, in this game number 1. Needs to just kind of take a breath. Maybe just get a feel of the set, the series, and play this one out and just think about the next game, the next map. Villagers coming out to take out the ram. I think that will go down. Unfortunately, Kiljardi didn't have any units there to protect it. That's kind of cheap loss there of the wood. Quite expensive, 250 wood for that ram. Went down in a blink of an eye. And B's not totally out of this, though. It does have a lot of fishing economy. I think that's the one thing that's really working out for him really well. Having said that, the food economy is looking better for Kiljardi. He has actually got a farming transition as well. A lot of idle villagers. That's not what you want in a $15,000 tournament. Does have 2 relics as well. Looking to maybe just try and get a monastery if he can. But he does have pretty good control. Would be expecting to see the prelates actually just drop down the relics and maybe pick up the others that are on the map if he doesn't have enough wood. But there it is. He's gonna get the monastery first, and that's gonna be a really big boost to that economy. B does still have more economy units though, but a lot of them are idled. About a third of them already still. Kiljardi just keeping... Oh, that's painful for B. Try to get a sneaky bit of wood there on the west side, but Kiljardi saw it. He must have seen those villagers go somewhere. He must have noticed that, well, he's got to be getting wood from somewhere, right? Oh, no, he's going to be cut off again. It's terrible starting for B in this best of 5. Kiljardi going to charge in. He does look to... Yeah, he does have marching drills as well, so should keep up. More villagers go down. 19 have been lost so far for B. And I think it's mostly the idle time. That's what's really hurting him. But behind this... Oh, come on. Kiljardi, deposit the relics. He's just got a lot going on, I suspect. At this point, I don't think B could ever go to the castle age. Doesn't have any villagers on gold. And I think Kiljardi's just done such a good job of strangling him here in this game. Just suffocating 3DB. Maintaining control of the resources, mainly the gold. Something to consider on this map, actually. The gold is very far forward. Something you've got to protect. Because without gold, you can't get to that castle age for sure. And I think at this point, Kiljardi's going to just rush in. 23 military to 9. 3DB struggling to keep up with production. And speaking of production, he might be losing the production building soon because he's starting to get overwhelmed and overrun. Transport ship. He's actually trying to move away the villagers. He's gonna stay it out. He's going to stick it out. He does not want to give this one up at all. And he will be able to get a bit of gold. Actually, you know what? This is actually kind of interesting because he's got fishing economy. He's got gold access now. Could go to the castle age. Trouble is, both his landmarks are here, right? So it could come down to a landmark snipe. That's actually kind of a funny situation, actually. Unless he gets the castle age landmark here. But then I think we're clutching at straws. Kind of... Oh, huge demolition ship shot, though. A lot of fishing boats there. Very weak. They're coming out. They're trying to peel away the Hulk as much as possible. But there's another one. And if the fishing economy goes down, well, 3DB is going to struggle. That's for sure. Yeah, looks like Kiljardi is getting momentum on the water as well. And being an age up certainly helps that. Starting to catch up on the villager lead, or the economy lead at least. It's only behind by 2 now, Kiljardi. The main thing is that half the economy, a third of the economy for B is completely idled. As we're almost heading into the 19th minute of the game. Now, don't forget, this is a best of 5 series, so plenty of more games to come. I think B just needs to get warmed up, right? It's quite common, actually, in best of 5 series that the first game, obviously, you want to win, but if you don't feel like you can win, well, you want to prep yourself as much as possible for the second game, the next game. Try and win that one. Hulk survives with 55 HP. And so that might be part of the game plan for B, just to think about the next game, take a breath, and consider the potential strategies, potential civilizations that could come up as a matchup, and then work from there. The villagers are on gold. B just trying to make this work as best as he possibly can. I mean, it could be a comeback, probably unlikely, but well, we've seen some stranger things in Age of Empires 4. It does have 3 relics now, so that's going to be crazy economy. With the farming transition with the Arkan Chapel, and also it doesn't actually have many in the way of fishing ships, actually, surprisingly enough. Doesn't really need it necessarily. And the villagers again for like maybe the 10th time being idled on the wood line, and going to be idled in the town centers and the outposts once again. Got to take out the dock, and I think he's lost the dock here. No, he's actually got the dock here still on the right side, so 2 docks still remaining for B. Not a lot left remaining underneath the town centre. I think Kiljardi will just keep on rushing in, and I think Kiljardi will probably be doing the same, just considering what to do in the next match. Speaking of which, by the way, I will drop a link in the comment section below for game number 2. Of course, we will be having a minimum of 3 games, being a best of 5 and everything. 2 demolition ships. Do a lot of damage to the dock. Not quite critical just yet. So yeah, if you're interested in game number 2 and see how this series actually ends up being, who wins, well, we're going to have to find out. Man at Arms, yeah, I think B's just given up at this point. Is just maybe thinking about what to do next game, and I'm sure we'll see the tap out very, very soon. He's still fighting on water though. He's still holding the water. Does have a decent number of villagers on gold, but with this number of relics, 3 relics, potential to get the other 2. No, it's probably pretty much done at this point. It's going to get the sacred site as well. We would have to transport to this main, this secondary island to get that other sacred site to actually get that kind of victory. But I don't think it will be a problem because the Rams will start coming in soon, and I'm sure there'll be a landmark victory coming out soon. Rams going to make short work of these production buildings. Oh, well, as long as they're protected. I mean, there's a couple of man-at-arms that will do work against the Ram. But with only 2 man-at-arms, the Ram will probably take down the archer range before it gets taken out itself. And as you can see, no real growth in the economy for B at this point. And it's a very, very good opening for Kiljardi. You know, the mirror match, I think it probably fills you with a lot of confidence in a best of 5 if you win a mirror match, right? Because you both have the same tools, you both have the same civilization. It just comes down to like strategy you choose and execution. And well, Kiljardi's done fantastically well with the execution. There is emergency repairs coming out. Villagers will be taking out the Ram, but it's going to be a slow, painful death because there are man-at-arms coming in. These are Castle Age man-at-arms as well. Villagers are totally idle, waiting for the next Ram, but he won't have to. Kiljardi gets game number 1. 3DB taps out, and well, he's going to need to bounce back and fast because best of 5 isn't all that long. So if you want to see game number 2, check out the pinned comment in the comment section below. Take care and see you next time.